JB, temperature will top off in the mid-80s today here in Houston. The Texans looking for their first win of the season as they meet the Miami Dolphins. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the broadcast booth. Ian Eagle along with Solomon Wilcots. For the Miami Dolphins, an 0-2 start to the season, but they've grabbed the spotlight in the NFL the last couple of weeks. Back-to-back wins over New England and San Diego. And all of a sudden, people are talking about the Dolphins. Why the turnaround, Solomon?
Well, I can give you three reasons why the Miami Dolphins are off to a fabulous start. I think it does begin with their quarterback, the stability that Chad Pennington brings to this football team, and then the confidence he instills in others in the huddle. I think he is a stabilizing force for this team. And then how about the talent of both Ricky and Ronnie? They will force you to tackle them or they will not go down. Both have combined for 6 touchdowns in the last 2 games, so they're highly productive running the ball. And then the leadership of their head coach, Tony Sparano. He's brought in 25 new players. He sought to change a culture, and the team is improved.
And one word helps define their success. It's Wildcat, as in Wildcat formation. Their quarterback's coach, David Lee, formerly of Arkansas, helped put it into play. As we check out our Solomon film review, Wildcat is the focus.
Yeah, and it causes commotion and confusion. You have to be able to identify Ronnie Brown, Ricky Williams, Chad Pennington lined up at receiver, and they'll fake the reverse, and what they want to do is create confusion on your defense. Ronnie Brown is going to read it, and he's just looking for the soft spot at the line of scrimmage. He'll pick his way down the line until he finds a hole. An excellent block by Ricky Williams allows this to be a productive offense. Again, you got to identify the big three and where they're located. Don't forget about the tight end, Anthony Fasano. They do have wrinkles in this offense. They create the misdirection, so they lull you to sleep on one side, and while you're rallying to tackle Ronnie Brown, you forget about the tight end at the second level. He can throw it off that fake, and so this offense is highly productive from Miami.
And the leadership of Chad Pennington has certainly played a large role. We spoke with Pennington about the Wildcat formation, and they're enjoying the results.
Well, the success has made it fun. I mean, you know, a lot of times when you have an awkward set or an awkward play like that and it blows up in your face, it's not any fun at all. But when you're able to execute, and that's what our guys have done a great job of, because the awkward set presents some different looks, and you got to be able to communicate those looks out, because those looks are different. They're not normal. They're not base looks that you're used to seeing.
As for the Houston Texans, this is a desperate football team. An excruciating loss last week to the Indianapolis Colts. Last week, no Matt Schaub. He was out with the flu. He is back this week and back in the starting lineup.
Well, look at the numbers he put up 2 weeks ago against Jacksonville. He's got to quickly return to form.
Big matchup we're keeping an eye on defensively for Houston. The #1 pick in 2006, Mario Williams, defensive end, against the #1 pick in 2008, starting left tackle for Miami, Jake Long. And time right now for the Home Depot tools to victory.
Well, one tool you have to use if you're the Miami Dolphins, that is the talents of Joey Porter. He's got to excel against the rookie offensive tackle, Dwayne Brown, for Houston. Put pressure on Matt Schaub and create turnovers. And then I think for the Houston Texans, the #1 tool has to be the running game, fueled by their rookie Steve Slayton. Hadn't played like it with 4 rushing touchdowns this year. He's got to be able to get to the second level of that Miami Dolphins defense. I think the Dolphins, the #1 thing is to create confusion with the Wildcat offense. They've got to be able to score, and then they've got to bring their run defense. For the Houston Texans, it's simple. You must have balance between the run and the passing game, and then defensively, they've got to be able to tame the Wildcat offense.
And for more Home Depot player stats, log on to CBSSports.com. 4th all-time meeting between these two teams. We've got all the action coming up next on CBS.
1, 2, 3, treasure. There you go.
激闘はここから始まる。群雄割拠のこの時代、栄光を勝ち取るのは男子ゴルフ春の陣鶴屋オープンゴルフトーナメント。
Miami head coach Tony Sparano celebrated his 47th birthday on Tuesday. How'd he celebrate? He watched game film. Sounds exciting. Gary Kubiak, in his 3rd season as head coach of the Texans, 14 and 22 in his 2+ years, and still looking for his first win here in 2008. Miami won the toss. They've deferred to the second half. Houston receiving, Carpenter to Andre Davis, the return man. And Davis finding a hole up the middle, but comes up shy of the 25-yard line. Jason Allen coming down on special teams to make the play. Matt Schaub, viral infection last week. He went to the hospital on Saturday night, was in attendance for their 31-27 loss to Indianapolis, and is hoping to duplicate his performance from 2 weeks ago against Jacksonville, where he put up the best numbers of this young season for him. Houston will open up with a double tight end set. Owen Daniels and Joel Dreesen. Steve Slayton is the single back. On a 1st and 10 from the 24. Only 4 winless teams remain in the NFL. St. Louis, Cincinnati, Detroit, and Houston. Quick pop to Andre Johnson on 1st down. And a little shake and bake move to the 9-yard gain, 1 yard shy of a new set of downs. Houston offense, Kubiak really pointed towards Dwayne Brown as a standout on this offensive line. The young guy, rookie Virginia Tech first-round pick, emerging in his first year. Backs and receivers, Steve Slayton last week, 93 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns in what looked like it was going to be a Texan victory over Indianapolis, but what a turn of events with just under 4 minutes to play to see the Colts come from behind and get the win. On 2nd down, handoff to Slayton, trying to slice through the Miami defense, and it's going to be very close to a 1st down. Just needed a yard. Miami defensively, Vonnie Holliday among those veterans that have bought into what Tony Sparano and Bill Parcells have been selling, and that's winning. At 2-2, the Dolphins have already doubled up last year's entire win total. Joey Porter, he's back. He has been a menace on that side of the ball. And in the secondary, Jeremiah Bell is leading this team in tackles. What a job he did last week against Pro Bowl tight end Antonio Gates of San Diego. A 17-10 win for Miami. Slayton's got a 1st down and a lot more. Slayton into Miami territory. Got a good block from the fullback, Vontae Leach. They love the speed and vision of Steve Slayton. It's a 22-yard rip.
Watch Vontae Leach, 44. He seals the edge. The block on Jeremiah Bell. And it's the one thing Coach Sparano told us yesterday against this rushing attack for the Houston Texans. We have to contain the edge. If you allow the running back to hit the edge, he's going to be into your secondary, and it can be a long day for the Miami Dolphins defense.
Slayton comes in just behind Matt Forte and Chris Johnson in terms of rookie rushing yardage leaders. Amon Green injured early in the season. Slayton got his opportunity. He's taken advantage. Schaub as he throws and intercepted. It's picked off by Adele. So Houston turns it over as Schaub got rocked by Joey Porter.
Joey Porter, we told you, as one of our key players to the game. He's working against left tackle Dwayne Brown, who struggled against speed rushers in the form of Porter at the top of your screen. Going right around him, hitting Schaub as he's throwing, and that's what forced the errant pass. You see it coming right around that right corner, and it's going to be tough for any quarterback to complete passes when he's getting hit from the blind side as he's throwing the ball. So we say pressure leads to picks. It was evident on that play. Aiken O'Dale taking advantage of the pressure provided by Joey Porter.
And it's only the 2nd interception of the season for this Miami defense. So the Dolphins take over 1st and 10 from the 45. And Pennington on the give to Ronnie Brown. Travis Johnson got him down low. It's a gain of 3 for the Miami running back. Chad Pennington, interceptions for him, only 1. Quarterback rating is high, and he has just brought so much stability to this Miami offense and professionalism.
He really has, and I think his ability to protect the football is something that has impressed his coaches and teammates. He has not thrown an interception in his last 69 pass attempts.
Double tight end set on 2nd and 7. Fasano and David Martin for Miami. Out near midfield. Pennington with a long count, straight back, protection holds up, dumps it underneath to Martin. And David Martin quickly tackled as he crossed into Houston territory by Zach Dials. It's a 6-yard gain.
Well, it really is about Chad Pennington, rhythm passing. As soon as he hit the top of the drop, see ball out quickly before the defender can close in on Martin. And now they're going with the no huddle. They're trying to control the tempo and pacing of this football game.
On 3rd and 1, shotgun formation, 4 receiver set for the Dolphins. Pennington looking to throw for the 1st down, steps and throws, incomplete. Fasano could not haul it in a matchup with D'Amico Ryans, the Pro Bowl middle linebacker.
On the previous play, we showed you Chad Pennington getting rid of the ball quickly, on time, creating some rhythm in the passing game. That time he was forced to hold it. Really good coverage on the back end of the defense by the Houston Texans.
So we'll see Brandon Fields for the first time today. Comes in averaging just under 42.5 yards per punt. And Jacoby Jones, the return man, averaging 9 yards per return. Fair catch, and Jones hauls it in at the 12. So no damage done on the Matt Schaub interception. 32-yard punt. We remain scoreless. First quarter here in Houston. Fourth all-time meeting between these two teams. Texans are 3-0 against Miami. They played close games, including one last year. Chris Brown, a 57-yarder to win it for Houston. Schaub trying to break free, but could not from Philip Merling, who got him from behind. The rookie out of Clemson, a 1-yard gain. Last time we saw Matt Schaub out there was against Jacksonville, Solomon.
Yeah, and he played very well, over 300 yards passing in the game for 3 touchdowns. He wasn't sacked, and they kept him clean, so he was able to make plays, and also the running game was working. So 2 of the major components needed for Matt Schaub to play well today. The running game has to click, but that offensive line has to provide protection.
Double tight end set on a 2nd and 9, deep in their own territory. Schaub on a handoff. I'm on Green. Through a hole in Green with a strong run. Eric Winston, the right tackle, with a key block. It's an 8-yard gain for the veteran Green.
This is the stretch zone run play. You see they get a hat on a hat, and see he'll start it, but one cut up the field is where he's able to get to the edge of this Miami Dolphins defense. Look at that, hat on a hat. Vontae Leach again, sealing off the inside. He's going to be on Jeremiah Bell all day. And their ability to get the runner to the second level, I think it's going to help the play action pass and allow the movement pass plays for Matt Schaub.
No one's doubting the talent of Green. Just his inability to stay on the field has been the issue. 6 1,000-yard rushing season in his career. A 4-time Pro Bowler. Needs a yard. He's got more than that, and a first down across the 25. So they'll move the chains with a 5-yard gain for Amon Green.
One thing you have to be careful of if you're the Miami Dolphins defense, Houston's been very good at attacking the edge and successful running the ball and getting the ball carrier to the second level. Now you start to overplay it a little bit, and the runners will look to go back door, cut it back against Paul Pasqualoni's defense. So they've got to be good on the front side, but yet disciplined on the back side.
Well, they struggled last year in run defense. Now number 7 overall in that category, averaging 82 yards per game. A floater, Schaub to Daniels, and a first down to the 45. That Schaub put it right where it had to be, an 18-yard hookup with his tight end.
It's all about protection. You provide protection. Watch Schaub as you see the tight end crossing on the left. Channing Crowder in coverage, but Crowder actually has great coverage, but it's better ball placement from Matt Schaub as he hits Owen Daniels, who made an excellent reception and then able to create yards after the catch.
Matt Schaub having a tough time getting the play from the sideline, as the play clock is already down to 10.
Gonna have to burn a timeout or go quick now.
Play clock is down to 2. Just gets the snap off and a handoff. Slayton, and he runs into a crowd. He ran in the direction of Vonnie Holiday and Aiken Adele, who had just come up with that interception. I think it's a loss of 1.
When the coaches struggle to get the play in to the quarterback, and then the quarterback has to rush everything up to the line of scrimmage, rush the count, I think it robs the ability of the play to have good timing and good rhythm, because the offensive line, they're making their checks at the line of scrimmage, trying to determine who they're going to block. If you have to set a man in motion, you need time to do that. And when you're up against the clock, I think it can throw the rhythm of the play off of it.
2nd and 11 now, and a 5-receiver set for Houston. Out of the gun. Schaub throws on a sideline route. Andre Davis hauls it in short of a first down. Coverage there from Andre Goodman in a battle of Andres. 8-yard gain.
Well, they've been working on Goodman's side. He's a guy that has struggled at times, but you know, he's coming on. And this is a ball that's going out to the left side very quickly over to Davis, and you can see how Goodman closes on the play, doesn't allow any yards after the catch. And Now on third down, this is what Kubiak, and as we get a timeout, they didn't get the play in here on time.
No, they're having issues, communication issues right now in the first quarter. 7:08 to play. Opening quarter in Houston, scoreless. Houston was forced to use a timeout. Communication was not operating properly between play call and quarterback. 7th play of the drive. Schaub out of the gun and intercepted again. Andre Goodman came up with the pick. And Matt Schaub has been twice on the turnover.
And this one is on Schaub. I mean, this one is just really throwing the ball in traffic. Now there's a lot of defenders in the area, and look at this. So he didn't see the oncoming defender. He didn't see Goodman coming in to make a play. He's reading it inside out, and Goodman was coming outside in as he cut in front and made a phenomenal interception. You can see Matt Schaub saying, that one's on me. I wasn't thinking and did not see the oncoming defender.
So the Dolphins, who came in with 1 pick, now have 2 in the game, and we've got our first look at the Wildcat formation. Brown on the handoff. Ricky Williams trying to turn the corner, cannot. So Houston was ready for it. That time the direct snap to Brown and the give to Williams for a 2-yard gain. Offensively for Miami, Jake Long, the #1 pick. Some high words of praise from Mario Williams at how quickly Long has been able to adapt. Ronnie Brown, he's been the king of the Wildcat so far. Wildcat, Wild Hog, if you go back to the Arkansas days. Wild and fill in the blank. It's been working for the Miami Dolphins. They're going to try it again. Pennington lined up as a receiver, top of your screen. This time, back to Pennington.
Wide open.
Pennington throwing, deep ball, separation. Touchdown. Patrick Cobbs, 53 yards, and the Wildcat strikes again.
David Lee has become the Picasso of the National Football League. This play is driving defensive coordinators crazy. And over the last 3 weeks, their ability to produce. It's just a fake reverse. They hand it back. It's a flea flicker back to Chad Pennington. Cobb is wide open. No defender even near him. And we knew coming in they would have some new wrinkles coming in off that Wildcat formation. They were going to give them something they had yet to see before.
So the Miami Dolphins every week now. Innovation, something new, something different. It's the Wildcat, but the Wildcat with a wrinkle. Miami with a 7-0 lead. Dust off the old high school playbook. $7-0 Miami in front. Chad Pennington in this Wildcat formation had been more of a decoy until now.
And one guy only to watch, Patrick Cobb. There's going to be a lot of razzle-dazzle, but no one is watching Cobb run right through the secondary. Yeah, they fake the reverse over to Ricky Williams. He flips it back to Chad Pennington, but no one keeps their eye on Patrick Cobb, who gets behind the entire defense. What did Mario Williams tell us yesterday? We know they're going to come with a reverse or a reverse pass, but yet when it comes, the defense isn't ready for it.
Well, for Patrick Cobbs, it's his first NFL touchdown reception in his 3rd year from North Texas, formerly with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the Dolphins take a 7-0 lead with, some trickery. Andre Davis hurdling out across the 25-yard line and then brought down at the 30. Matt Schaub, 22 interceptions already early for Schaub, and look what Miami has done. With the New England Patriots victory in Week 3 and the Chargers last week, they beat both teams that were part of the AFC Championship game
and look how
last
much,
season.
Yeah, and look how much better the defense is playing. I mean, they're holding teams to the kind of point total that allows you to go out and be successful. So that Wildcat formation, yes, it's made the offense better. It's made this Miami Dolphins defense better as well.
Now we just heard some boos here as Schaub of the offense took the field. Schaub and a pump. Schaub, he's looking long. Wide open. Owen Daniels and a big gainer. sliding across the 40-yard line. It's a 30-yard pickup.
And they do believe in Matt Schaub. Despite the struggles early, we know one interception was due to pressure, but he does a really good job. Look at the pump fake here. Aggressive play calling by Gary Kubiak, allowing Schaub to go right back to the passing game and find his tight end over the middle. But his ability to provide the pump fake to one side pulls the coverage to one side of the field and creates an opening for Owen Daniels.
So set it up in Miami territory once again. Schaub on the handoff, spin move by Slayton, and moves his way to the 35-yard line for a 5-yard gain. We talked to Schaub about his hospital stay last week, Solomon. When it was all said and done, he lost about 7 pounds, had IVs, 5 liters of them, came to the stadium on Saturday morning, and there was just no possible way he was going to be able to give it a go. That's why Sage Rosenfeld's got the nod.
Absolutely. He said he could tell Saturday after he had left practice, left the facility, he could tell something was wrong. And so now we just have to see if he can get back to 100% and play well for his team today.
Give to Slayton. Good cut by Slayton. Knew exactly what he wanted to do behind Mike Breisel and Eric Winston on that right side. An 8-yard pickup and a first down.
I think it's going to be really important for Houston to score on this possession. Their first 2 offensive possessions of the game have ended with the quarterback turning it over. Their last 3 possessions in last week's game on offense against the Colts, the quarterback turned it over 3 times. So Gary Kubiak needs his quarterbacks to protect the ball, whether it's Matt Schaub or Sage Rosenfeld's. Now 5 turnovers in their last 2 quarters of play.
Houston has 113 total yards so far. Steve Slayton, and he is buried behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 30-yard line, Channing Crowder helped blow that play up. It'll go down as a loss of 3.
The ability to overcome turnovers means that you've got to come out, you've got to attack, and sooner or later you got to put the ball into the end zone. To be able to score on this possession, I think, would instill some confidence for the guys in that offensive huddle, and it goes a long way and allows your defense to get some rest. This is a team that is very good. I mean, a lot of people talk about the Houston Texans. Miami even said it. They may have an 0-4 record, but we don't view them as an 0-4 talent team.
Now Sage Rosenfeld looked like he had them on the brink of victory a week ago. And how things changed in a hurry. Owen Daniels, a bullet from Matt Schaub. 12-yard gain, maybe a half-yard shy of the first down. Chris Crocker with the tackle.
And right now, Matt Schaub is really just forgetting about the negative plays early in this game and throwing the ball in some tight windows. His tight end, Owen Daniels, is making some clutch passes for him in very tight coverage.
Well, Schaub is 5 of 7. The 2 incompletions, they went to the other team.
Yeah, if he can throw it to his guys, they tend to catch it.
3rd and 1. And Schaub's going to push the pile himself for a first down. So Houston's set up now with a chance to put some points on the board as we head to New York. NFL Today update. JB. Got to tell you, you look at Peyton Manning's career numbers against Baltimore, and it's hard to believe that he's been able to do that consistently against one of the best defenses in the NFL through the years. He always finds a way. Schaub, quick throw, Andre Johnson trying to create after the catch. Look at all the Dolphins defenders dealing with the Pro Bowler, Andre Johnson. And it's a 7-yard gain. Give credit to Johnson with the juke moves. Another update back to New York and JB. Ah, 39 years old, Solomon. Still spry.
But you know what? That arm is almost like a 29-year-old.
Yeah.
He's still got his fastball.
8th play of the drive. They're inside the 10. Fake the handoff. Schaub able to get rid of it. Juggled by Johnson. And dropped. That momentum was carrying him towards the pylon.
and away from the football as it came out of the hand of Schaub. Look at Joey Porter coming with the pressure off the top of your screen, right in the face of Schaub. And I don't even know how Schaub was able to get rid of the ball. It made for a difficult catch for Andre Johnson. But if he can hold on to it, he's probably going to score a touchdown. The pressure that the Miami Dolphins are able to provide on Matt Schaub, when they forced him to throw errant passes, it has been because of pressure.
On 3rd and 3 now for the Texans. Out of the gun. Schaub, rollout, moving pocket, in trouble. Schaub throwing, and he throws it away. Joey Porter chasing down Matt Schaub from behind. He could sense it.
Well, they're going to have to do, I think, more to give Dwayne Brown, the rookie left tackle, some help on Porter. Brown has struggled at times, and last week did a really good job on Dwight Freeney, but you got to know Joey Porter's fired up to take on the rookie tackle today.
So Chris Brown will come on for a short field goal try. 27 yards. Matt Turk, the punter, will hold it. Brian Pittman, the snapper, has been having issues the last 3 weeks. This for 27 yards and 3 points on the board for the Texans. 1:02 to play in the first, and Miami with a 7-3 advantage. Texans have been able to move the football, but a pair of interceptions, and they settle for a field goal. Miami Dolphins have posted back-to-back wins for the first time since November of 2006. They lead this one 7-3 after the long drive by Houston, resulting in a 27-yard field goal for Chris Brown, who kicks it off to Devon Bess. Bess will take it out of the end zone and hold on to it himself. Upended as he crossed the 20-yard line. Jock Reeves on special teams making the play. A 25-yard return. It's 7-3 Miami, late first. After the run back, Miami takes over 1st and 10 at its own 23-yard line. Fasano, it's lined up as a receiver, and they'll run it to the outside, and Ricky Williams made a cut for a 3-yard gain. Brandon Harrison involved in the stop for Houston. There has been this early season fascination over the Wildcat formation because when there is something new, although it's old, it's new for us and it's new for everybody in the current NFL. There's a curiosity there.
Yeah, and many of the defensive players say for the Houston Texans, they've not seen the Wildcat, and you have to spend so much time preparing for it. As we get a look at it right here, Chad Pennington is aligned up top, and they'll tell you most of these plays go toward the tight end.
And it's a run inside. Not a whole lot there for Ricky Williams, and a 3-yard gain. Earl Cochran made that stop. The difference there was Devon Bess was the one in motion. Normally you've seen either Ronnie Brown taking the direct snap with Williams in motion. This time Williams took the direct snap, and it was Bess in motion. Everybody's got to pay attention, including us. David Lee, the quarterback coach for the Miami Dolphins. It took place after the loss to Arizona. Flying back, Tony Sparano wanted some creativity. He asked Lee, what was that you were running last year with Arkansas as the offensive coordinator? He said, oh, the Wild Hog with McFadden and Jones. Now they've developed their own formation, the Wild Cat. As Ricky Williams brings it in, but Will Demps makes sure it's not a first down. So Pennington was able to make the connection, and they pick up 3 yards. So if it looks somewhat familiar, just go back to Arkansas last year and action that you saw right here on CBS, in fact, Solomon.
That's
with
right.
McFadden and Jones for the Razorbacks.
They're both running backs. You have that kind of talent in the backfield, you have to be able to use it. And I think that's what they have with both Ricky and Ronnie.
Brandon Fields, a strong punt as it takes a Miami bounce and then touched up at the 13-yard line. So the Texans, who have already shown they can move it down the field, can they score touchdowns is the next question. About a third of the field is enveloped by shade here in Houston. 7-3, Miami in front as the Texans take over early in the second quarter. Ian Eagle, Solomon Wilcots, the rest of our CBS crew. Matt Schaub airs it out and complete to Kevin Walter. So Schaub continues to make the connection using the middle of the field with Owen Daniels and Kevin Walter, and that one covers 28 yards.
And he showed a lot of courage on this play. That pocket was collapsing around quarterback Matt Schaub, but he's able to get Kevin Walter, who's going to line up right there in the slot, and watch him come across the middle. And so they're able to find a seam or a hole in the back end of that Miami Dolphins defense, but the protection was phenomenal.
They have 7 first downs. Compare that to Miami, who has 1. Schaub. Andre Johnson just turning it upfield with a good block by Andre Davis. 17 yards, and it's just a reminder of what a weapon Johnson is, no matter where he is on the field.
Well, they're doing a good job of getting him involved in the game plan early in the game, and you just flip it over to him. Now watch the acceleration. He's a big, strong, powerful wide receiver who's capable of really doing a lot of damage to your defense. At 6'3", 225 pounds, he runs like a deer and very difficult to corral in the open field.
He's a Miami native, University of Miami product. 9 catches, 131 yards, and a touchdown last week. Back to the ground game. Amon Green churning the legs. Then he'll pick up a yard. Paul Soliai there on the stop.
Soliai just did a really good job. He wrecked that play single-handedly. And remember, the Miami Dolphins told us the one way you stop the zone blocking scheme, you have to get penetration into the Houston Texans backfield. This Texans offensive line can wall off those defenders and allow the runner to make it to the line of scrimmage. A really good chance they're going to get to the second level.
Their success so far running the football has been to the right side. They've gotten basically nothing going left. Play action. Schaub steps up in the pocket and throws incomplete. He had Davis by himself. Threw it behind him as they found a seam in the defense.
Oh, the Miami Dolphins defense has been good. They put the pressure on Schaub, forcing the early interception, and then their ability to swarm on the back end and close in on the ball for a second interception. Joey Porter has wreaked havoc in the backfield of the Houston Texans. Paul Pasqualoni, the defensive coordinator for the Dolphins, making sure that Porter's having ample opportunities to rush the quarterback.
Now, Porter, among those who told us, coaches came in, they changed so much. You have to buy in. You have to truly believe. You can't have 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Schaub throwing, a low throw. And fortunate it wasn't picked off by Michael Lehan, who went for the scoop. Kevin Walter, the intended target.
Overreaction, I think, by the fans. They're booing Matt Schaub, or at least the offense at this point. That ball appeared to be tipped at the line of scrimmage. Now, in that second down play, he simply just missed this wide receiver, Andre Davis, coming across the middle of the field. There was some pressure, forced him to step up in the pocket, but he was still well protected and should have delivered a better pass.
Matt Turk on to punt it. Devon Best standing at his own 10-yard line for Miami. So every drive Houston has had, they have gotten into Miami territory so far. They have 3 points to show for it. A touchback, 39-yard punt, a net of 19, and Miami maintains the 7-3 lead here in the second. The MetLife Blimps. Snoopy 2 is providing today's aerial coverage. Look for the MetLife Blimps as they team up with CBS for more coverage this fall. 7-3, Dolphins leading the Texans in a 2 tight end set for Miami as they open up from the 20. Play fake. Pennington to throw. Pennington sideline, high throw and incomplete. Ted Ginn, the intended receiver, as the combination of Reeves and Depps over there defensively.
You know, we talk so much about that Wildcat offense. I think it forces your defense to have to prepare and practice during the week and divide your time to prepare for both offenses. So it really is their base offense now that you expect to be a little bit more successful. That's what Tony Sparano, he's really expecting the base offense to be more productive because this Houston Texans defense, well, very little time to prepare for both offenses.
And Pennington back to throw it. They'll set up the screen. Patrick Cobbs explodes into Houston territory, and he's gone. Patrick Cobbs takes it the distance, 80 yards. Cobbs with a pair of touchdowns today, and Miami adds to its lead.
And this is the production we were talking about, out of just the base offense, your basic play. And I'm sure the Houston Texans have seen it before, but they're forced to divide up their time in practice during the week between both offenses. You see Cobb coming out of the backfield to your left side. Now watch number 31, Brandon Harrison, at the top. He should make this tackle, but there you see a really nice block by the wide receiver. Number 17, Brandon Lloyd, is able to spring Cobb and get him into the end zone.
Extra point is added. Dan Carpenter. And it's almost as if the defense exhales when they don't see the Wildcat formation. Like, oh, it's just the base offense. We can handle this. Well, Patrick Cobbs makes the catch and turns it into a huge play. An 80-yard touchdown. Coming into today, Patrick Cobbs had 34 yards receiving in his NFL career. He's got 133 today and 2 touchdowns on 2 catches as Carpenter kicks it off. Andre Davis breaks a tackle. Davis cutting to the outside. And Davis angled out of bounds as he hit the 40-yard line of Miami. Houston in desperate need of some kind of big play. Michael Lehan making the stop. And time right now for the wisdom of Solomon.
Take a look at these first-year head coaches who found some success. Jim Zorn with the Redskins have them at 4-1 and battling in the NFC East. Mike Smith of the Falcons exceeding expectations there. Then John Harbaugh have the Ravens playing at 500 with a rookie quarterback, and Tony Sparano have the Dolphins playing very well. All 4 first-year head coaches in 2008 have their teams playing at or above a 500 level.
Texans take over. How resilient is this Houston team? We're going to find out after what happened last week, what's happening here today. Andre Johnson's a good place to start, getting him involved. A 20-yard game through the air. Goodman and Hill there defensively.
Good things will happen. You keep getting the ball to Andre Johnson, working against Goodman, and a really good throw from Matt Schaub. He gets this ball right between the corner and the safety, hitting him right on the mark. That's where you have to complete that pass. And you know, Schaub lost 7 pounds due to that stomach virus. So, yeah, he had some up and down play here today, but he's got to continue to battle.
Steve Slayton's spin move and then gets leveled by Channing Crowder along with Aiken Adell.
The Texans are threatening yet again. It's down inside the red zone where they have to continue to execute. What did Kubiak tell us about Schaub on Wednesday? He seemed a little bit puny.
Puny, yes. That's a term he used.
Yeah, I mean, to me that suggests that his quarterback, due to that stomach virus, is a little bit weak and still battling to get his strength back.
He thought by Friday he looked like himself. Schaub listed at 6'5", 234 pounds. 3 receivers set. Schaub, pump fake. Schaub throwing. Receiver fell down. And a flag is thrown. Andre Davis looked to be tripped as he was trying to make his way towards the end zone. That's the first flag of the day. And our first chance to hear Ed Hockelin.
Was thrown, illegal contact, defense number 22. That's a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot and an automatic first down.
So that will work against Michael Lehan. Schaub was thinking touchdown off that pump fake and go by Davis.
Well, his ability to sell the pump fake it really is the key to getting Michael Lehan off balance. But Andre Davis is working hard over on that side. I think they have 3 really good receivers as they're still trying to get the play communicated to Matt Schaub. He's having to run all the way over to Coach Kubiak and then get back in the huddle just to try to get the play out on time.
Well, total plays, offensive plays, 27 for Houston. Miami has 10. And it's 14-3 Dolphins on the 2 big plays to Cobb. Schaub steps up. Schaub, wobbly throw, and nearly intercepted. Jeremiah Bell. He brings so much energy to this Miami secondary. Andre Johnson was the intended receiver, and Schaub is fortunate that wasn't pick number 3.
That's right. He doesn't see Bell at all. He's trying to lead the receiver. It's underthrown. And you have to throw that one over the top. There's 3 defenders. Watch Bell. Ball's coming right to him, and really should have had the interception. So there's 3 defenders in that area where Johnson is, and he should have aborted the play. Look at 3 defenders for 1 offensive wide receiver for the Texans.
2nd and 10 now from the 15. Slayton a long setback. They'll get the call. Steve Slayton. And that's the 2nd time he's lost his helmet today. Randy Starks, the 5th-year defensive end out of Maryland, making the play. No gain for Slayton.
And I think the Dolphins defense is doing a really good job on some of these run plays. They're not getting cut off on the backside. So they're starting to get better at staying on their feet on the front side, but on the backside, if they want to cut you, this Houston offensive line, and get you on the ground, if they can do that, then they'll have a chance to cut it back, and they'll have room to run on the backside.
And now a 3rd and 10 facing the Texans. 9:19 and counting left in this first half. Schaub out of the gun. Rush coming. Schaub hit. Knocked in the air. And incomplete.
Again, Joey Porter, his speed is giving this offensive line for the Houston Texans fits. And he's coming right around Dwayne Brown, the left tackle, the rookie. And watch, you'll see him here. He'll just come right here, and he's able to hit Schaub. And I don't know how Schaub's going to be able to get comfortable in this game. Look, he knocked the hand down. As the ball come out, he's hit and forcing the low throw. So the pressure, constant pressure provided by Joey Porter is wreaking havoc on Matt Schaub's performance.
33-yard field goal attempt. Chris Brown, he knocks it through. That is 14-6 Dolphins. Well, Joey Porter, he has been in the face of Schaub all first half long. Rejoining you here at Reliant Stadium, where the Houston Texans trail the Miami Dolphins 14-6. Dolphins at 2-2, Texans at 0-4. Matt Schaub on the day, 9 of 17, 149 yards, 2 interceptions. And now Chris Brown kicking off to Devon Bess for Miami. Bess ranges over, he'll take a knee, and the Dolphins will have it at the 20-yard line. So the Texans at 0-4, the Bengals at 0-5, Lions and Rams still looking for their first win. You don't take any solace in saying, well, we're the best of the winless teams.
Well, I think the Houston Texans, you talk to their opponents, they'll tell you that, you know, they don't know how this team is yet to win a game. I think the Bengals are floundering without the presence of Carson Palmer, and the Lions and the Rams, you know, those are teams that are really going backwards. And it's going to take, I think, a real overhaul to get those teams on the right track. I think Gary Kubiak is closer to that. Now, this is not the start they expected to the 2008 season.
Wildcat formation, and Ronnie Brown with the run. 4-yard game. We sat down with Ronnie Brown yesterday. I don't know in my 11 years of doing this for CBS that I ever had a player interview where the player smiled the entire time. No matter what the subject matter, he had a smile on his face.
Oh, even Chad Pennington and Ronnie Brown said this Wildcat formation has brought fun back to playing football. And when you can be as productive as Ronnie Brown has right now with 6 touchdowns, then you know you're having a lot of fun.
Well, they're sticking with Wildcat. Fake the handoff to Williams. Brown will take it himself. And Ronnie Brown will run for a first down. 7-yard gain. And what Tony Sparano said about the Wildcat, a couple of things. First of all, it gets their best athletes on the field at the same time, and we've seen that already pay off with Patrick Cobbs catching the long touchdown. In addition, he said what it does for Ronnie Brown is uses his vision when he's back in the backfield taking the snap. Now he's got the ability to really survey the scene.
And Coach Sparano, you know, he came in as an offensive line coach. He says it opens up wider rush lanes for Ronnie Brown, as you saw evident on that last play.
And they're sticking with it. And it's going to be Ronnie Brown again. This time, Houston able to maintain their gaps. And Morlon Greenwood was not going to let him break free. No gain on the play. Penalty marker throw.
Holding, offense number 64. 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Well, that's Samson Satele, who's having such a tremendous season in his second year out of Hawaii. The center. Coming up, Sprint halftime report. JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Cowher have the latest NFL scores and highlights. It's coming up on the Sprint halftime report. Now, Tony Sparano said, yeah, I've heard all the words that people have assigned to the Dolphins. It's a gimmick. It's a circus play. Bottom line is you have to execute it, and that's what we've been able to do with the Wildcat. On a handoff, Ronnie Brown, the stop and go, able to accelerate and get some yardage, 6 yards through the middle. Greenwood and Harrison combined to bring him down.
Well, the team is playing very well, as we said, out of their base offense is also. And I think Coach Sparano, the one thing he has done when you talk to many of the players is he's back to coaching the basic fundamentals. And that's overall, I think, why the team has improved on both sides of the ball. You have 10, 11-year veterans who are getting better at playing the game.
Now, there's clearly a new attitude in Miami. Bill Parcells, Tony Sparano, changing the culture with the Dolphins. Swing pass. And Ronnie Brown is met by Harrison. It's a loss of 1 on the play. And sets up 3rd and long. Well, for Chad Pennington so far, 141 yards, and it's basically 2 plays.
Well, you know, he's finally getting in on the act on this Wildcat play. They put the ball in his hands, but in the ability to dump it off. This one's easy. It's really Patrick Cobb doing all the work. The short handoff from Chad Pennington, and Cobb takes it the distance for a touchdown. But Pennington's been very efficient, making good decisions with the football.
On a 3rd and 15 now for Miami. Out of the gun, Pennington. Here comes the rush. Pennington. Flag is thrown as Pennington finds his man, Greg Camarillo, and it's incomplete. There was a flag on the play as Pennington was able to shuffle to his right.
Holding, offense number 77. That penalty is declined. Brings up 4th down.
So Jake Long called on the hold. It won't matter. Pass was ruled incomplete, and the Dolphins will punt.
Also an interesting battle between the rookie Jake Long and Mario Williams, and Williams having himself a fine 2008 season, already 4 sacks in their previous 4 games. That time he was coming in and probably would have had the sack on Chad Pennington if not the infraction by Jake Long.
And Jacoby Jones, the return man.
Timeout, Houston. That's their second. It's a 30-second timeout.
Texans have used a timeout. They have 1 timeout remaining. Miami will punt it in a 14-6 game when we come back. The punt from Brandon Fields to Jacoby Jones. And Jones breaks a tackle. Jones is going to take it the distance. Touchdown, Houston. '70 yards on the return. And boy, did the Texans ever need that.
They certainly needed someone to step up and make a play. And special teams, Gary Kubiak said, special teams was going to be significant. He challenged his players to make a play on special teams. Jones take this one. Look how they keep him clean. And it's just his sure speed is able to outrun the angles of coverage and get his way into the end zone to lift his team They've said that they've been resilient. I think that play proves it.
So Jacoby Jones, in his second year out of Lane College, has just cut the Miami lead to 1. 5:24 to go in his first half. The Texans 0-4, trying to find a spark to get them going. First career touchdown for Jacoby Jones, native of New Orleans, Louisiana. He's got a big upside. He's a kid that entered college at 5'7", 165 pounds, came out at 6'2", 200. And you begin to question, how exactly did we get to 14-13 with 5:24 to go in the first half? The Texans have moved the ball, but they've been unable to cash in, making mistakes. 2 interceptions from Matt Schaub.
And the Dolphins have cashed in on those interceptions. They've been able to turn those turnovers into points, and the Wildcat offense has really helped this Miami Dolphins football team.
But they have not had long, sustaining drives. They've had the 2 big play, bang, bang to Cobbs. And they got the 2 touchdowns on the board. So now it's Bess's turn. And Devon Bess driven backwards as he got it to the 26-yard line. 31-yard return. Coming up tonight on CBS. The battle is on when the teams jump into the ring on a all-new amazing race. That's tonight after 60 minutes on CBS. Now Jacoby Jones, want to call that race amazing? He'll take it. 70 yards and his first NFL touchdown.
It's enough to knock the wind out of you. He was blazing a trail down the field into the end zone. The special teams play by Jones really has Houston back in the game. I think if Houston can avoid the turnovers, you know, they're moving the ball. The offense has been productive.
David Anderson, the wide receiver, appears to be the man down. Anderson in his 3rd year from Colorado State. Just feeling in that shin area on the right leg. Now Jacoby Jones still getting a little extra oxygen. They should probably send that up here after the play-by-play guy gets to call that. I could actually use a little bit more. Woo!
I saw you in the gym at the hotel.
Yeah.
You're putting in the work.
I'm trying.
We're just waiting for it to pay off.
I don't actually do anything in the gym. I just like to go and chat with people, including you, who actually does the work. 14-13 Miami. Anderson was able to get up on his own and make his way to the Houston sideline. So we've got a brand new ball game here with 5:16 to go in the second quarter. Houston has put up 199 yards of offense. Miami 169 yards. It's 14-13. Dolphins. Pennington on first down from the 26. Handoff to Ricky Williams. And Williams shooting through that gap for an 8-yard gain.
Ricky Williams still waiting for that breakout game. He has been productive. I think he's been steady enough and played well enough to combine with Ronnie Brown to give this team the kind of balance you need for Chad Pennington to be productive. I think it starts with the offensive line's ability to protect Chad Pennington, but when you can run the football with Ricky and Ronnie, I think that's really what makes this offense effective.
2nd and 2. And sticking with the base offense with Ricky Williams running inside, and it's a first down. Jeff Scanina with a tackle. Now Jacoby Jones after the touchdown, little leap. Oh, that's his mom.
Wow, mom's coming out of the hat. She's getting fired up.
He knew exactly where he was going. He knew where his mother Emily was located.
He was pointing toward her. She was waiting for him with open arms.
You can't script that. It was perfect for Jacoby Jones. And a big touchdown for the Texans to get right back into it. 14-13 Dolphins. New set of downs for the Miami Dolphins to work with. Pennington loses the football. And fortunate that Ricky Williams was there. Mario Williams jarred it loose.
Mario starting to come on. Tony Sparano said Mario Williams can wreck a game. Watch him coming around. And David Martin, the tight end they have, trying to block him. Ricky Williams really saves the Dolphins from disaster as he's able to recover that fumble. That's the main thing, I think, over the last couple of weeks why the Dolphins has been so good is their ability to protect the football. And you see Mario Williams paying off huge dividends.
And his 5th sack of the season. The #1 pick in 2006. Play clock winding down. Pennington on the draw play. Williams unable to break free. Earl Cochran, 3rd-year defensive end out of Alabama State, makes the play. It's a loss of 3. Don't set your fantasy league lineup without watching Fantasy Football Today, live every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern, only on CBSSports.com.
This Houston Texans defense starting to get revved up. You know, they've given up 30 or more points in each of their 4 games. And today, they plan to play much better, almost picking up where they left off last week, where they really did play well against the Colts.
3rd and 20. Pennington will throw it underneath to Ronnie Brown. And Brown is not going to get the necessary yardage to Marcus Fagans, an original Texan who's got his starting job back. Makes the play. 6-yard gain for Brown. So Houston's defense does the job, and as we hit the 2-minute warning here at the end of the 2nd quarter, Houston's going to have a chance to head to the locker room with the lead. 14-13 Dolphins in front. Jacoby Jones already had a 70-yard punt return for a touchdown. Brandon Fields punting to Jones. This one returnable from the 23. And the Dolphins special teams ready for him as he crossed the 30-yard line. A 45-yard punt, a 9-yard return. Patrick Cobbs making the play. Coming up Tuesday on CBS, watch closely and you'll see why The Mentalist is TV's #1 new show. Critics call Simon Baker terrific and the show full of juicy twists. The Mentalist, new episode Tuesday at 9, 8 Central on CBS. Well, Tony Sparano, how he got the job originally with the Dallas Cowboys is an interesting story because he was part of the Tom Coughlin coaching tree in Jacksonville. He gets a call from Bill Parcells, makes a trip to Dallas, ends up interviewing with Parcells. Schaub back to throw on 1st down and dumping it off underneath to Andre Johnson for a 4-yard gain. And Solomon, it wasn't like it was a long extended interview, just a couple of minutes. And Bill Parcells basically says, hey, you ready to start working?
You know, Coach Parcells knows his guys, and the guys who are really strong fundamentally, and obviously the endorsement from one of his good friends, Tom Coughlin, was all that was needed to pull the trigger on a coach like Tony Sparano.
5-yard gain for Green. Coming up, Sprint halftime report. JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Cowher for all the latest NFL scores and highlights. Coming up on the Sprint halftime report. And Sparano says, I go in for the interview, and as you would imagine, I was a little intimidated. It's Bill Parcells. Yeah, I'm an NFL coach, but that's still Bill Parcells on the other side of the desk.
But give Coach Parcells, you know, a lot of credit. He knows what he's looking for, and he found it in a guy like Tony Sparano, kind of cut from the same cloth. Tough guy, no-nonsense guy, knows all the fundamentals and elements of teaching and can help to make players better. And at the end of the day, that's what you're looking for. And then, you know, what did some of the veterans tell us? They want to play hard. They want to win for Coach Sparano. Even Joey Porter, a 10-year veteran. Vonnie Holliday, an 11-year guy, saying, boy, these guys have made us better. They're coaching us up, and they're also making the young players better as well.
All right, let's see what Houston can do here with 1 minute and change left. I'm on Green breaking a tackle, but not much more. And no gain on the play.
Boy, you've got to be able to convert in that situation.
3rd and short. They could not get the yardage to keep this drive alive. And now Miami will use a timeout. They had all of them left. Houston had none remaining. And with 54 seconds to play, Dolphins are going to get the ball back.
Yeah, I think if you're Gary Kubiak, even if you have a mere inch to go and it looks like it's going to be longer than that, you've got to punt it in this situation. Try to pin the Dolphins deep in their end and allow your defense to make a play.
Well, they're going to measure it, but certainly on first glance, it didn't look like he had enough, and he doesn't. So 4th down for Houston. A first down there would have ensured them that they're going to the locker room at the least down 14-13, but obviously you keep the drive going, get into field goal range, and maybe you walk out of this first half with a 16-14 lead. Instead, Matt Turk is going to punt it to Devon Bess of the Dolphins, who's standing at his own 15-yard line. Under a minute to go in this first half. Here's Turk. Bess ranging over, and fair catch called for at the 16. Originally, Miami had called a timeout, but because they brought the measurement crew out, the timeout was not counted against Miami. So the Dolphins now have all 3 timeouts remaining. Gary Kubiak is complaining, if that's the case, then the clock would have run. The clock stopped. We would have kept the clock rolling and then waited for the punt.
And now his defense is going to have to bail him out with 42 seconds to go. I think if you're Kubiak, you have to be encouraged by the last possession for Miami. His defense played really well, was able to force the punt. They were swarming, and they appear to be in position to make the play, except for when Miami presents that wildcat formation.
Well, here it is again, and we know they're capable of cashing in on big plays coming out of it. Fake the handoff to Williams. Ronnie Brown finds a running lane out across the 20-yard line, and Houston will live with that. 6.5 yards. And now time trickling away here. 27 seconds left in this first half.
Now, do you try to get one more play out of it? And did you allow Ronnie Brown to throw the football? It appears as though they're going to allow the time to bleed off the clock, and Miami's going to take it in for halftime.
So, interesting first half here in Houston. A pair of interceptions for Matt Schaub hurt the Texans' momentum. Miami gets a pair of big plays, Pennington to Cobbs. But Jacoby Jones with a 70-yard punt return for a touchdown, and we've got a 1-point game at the break here at Reliance Stadium. 14-13, the Dolphins leading the Texans. Miami looking to move over the 500 mark. They're 2-2. The Texans still searching for their first win of the season. They're 0-4. A 31-27 loss to Indianapolis last week, leading 27-10 with just over 4 minutes to play. Curious to see how Houston would respond. They're in it. A 1-point game, 14-13, Dolphins. Getting ready for the start of the second half here in Houston. Miami with a 14-13 lead on the Texans. Welcome back to the broadcast booth, everybody. Ian Eagle, Solomon Wilcots. We're going to find out a lot about both of these teams in the second half, because from the Houston side, can they salvage their season, Solomon? From the Miami side, let's face it, the wins over New England, the wins over San Diego, a win here, and maybe it shows they're a legitimate player in the AFC. They certainly had some big plays in the first half.
And it come off that wildcat formation. It's a flea flicker, and Chad Pennington already 2 touchdown passes in the game. The defense has done a really good job of turning pressure into picks. Aiken Adele with an interception, and then Andre Goodman comes up with another 2 interceptions in the first half by the Houston Texans quarterback Matt Schaub. The Dolphins is really taking control of the game, but because of special teams, Houston has been able to claw their way back in it.
Yes, the 70-yard punt return for a touchdown for Jacoby Jones, and Houston still looking for its first win of the season at 0-4. Chris Brown kicks it off. Devon Bess will take it out of the end zone for Miami. At best crosses the 20-yard line. Antoine Molden making the play on special teams after the 25-yard return. So the first half stats, 153 yards through the air for Houston. They've outgained the Dolphins. They've outthrown the Dolphins. We still haven't seen a third down conversion go Miami's way, but the 2 turnovers, the big key for Houston.
Turnovers are the great equalizer. See the 7 points by the Dolphins converted off those turnovers. And then Pennington's been really good at protecting the ball. A couple of touchdown passes for him has his team on top.
He did fumble the football once, but Ricky Williams was there on the recovery. He's 6 of 9, 146 yards. You can add that total right here with Ted Ginn. He isn't going anywhere. Will Demps making sure of it. It's a loss of 1 on the play. All first half possessions, no drive over 5 plays for the Dolphins.
Well, yeah, they're quick hitting in some of the plays they've had, and you can see they've had to punt 4 times in the first half. Yeah, a couple of touchdowns, but you know, it's sort of feast or famine right now, and when they get in that wildcat formation, they've been able to force the defense out of position. They've got to be able to find some rhythm in their base offense.
On the pitch for Ronnie Brown. Very pretty move to fake out Ryans, but Ryans had help behind him. 2-yard gain. Zach Dials over there along with Anthony Weaver to help out Ryans after that initial juke move.
Well, Ryans did a really good job of forcing him to, you know, just hold his position, and it bought time for the other defenders, Weaver coming in to make the play, Dials as well. And so right now, this defense for Houston, they're starting to swarm to the ball. On the last few possessions by the Miami Dolphins, they haven't really been able to move it. It's going to be up to Chad Pennington to make a play on 3rd down.
Miami scored 24 points in its first 2 games, 55 their last 2. They've got 14 on the board here. Safety valve, David Martin turning it upfield, and Martin across the 30-yard line. It's going to be very, very close. Earl Cochran with the play, and it looked like that lunge was going to give him just enough, but the spot may not be favorable.
Oh, Martin was very keen on where their first down marker was, and he attacked it. Reckless abandon. He just put his head down and went right for that first down marker and did it the best way possible by going straight ahead and lunging forward. Wow.
Just short.
Oh, not by much. Not by much.
And Miami is sending its punting unit onto the field. So David Martin, the tight end, looked like he had enough for the first down, and it comes up an inch shy. Remember, they could fake it here. Patrick Cobbs is out on the field. They won't with Brandon Fields. And Jacoby Jones has some room to work with. Not anymore. He was buried down the field. Jason Allen making the play on special teams and a 46-yard punt. But Houston has the football with a chance to take the lead at home when we come back. First and 10 from the 22 for this Houston offense. That Schaub on a handoff for Steve Slayton. And Slayton is driven backwards by Matt Roth, a 3-yard gain for the rookie out of West Virginia. First half possessions for the Texans. They were able to sustain some drives, but had to settle for field goals on the 10-play 61-yard drive and then 6-play 27-yard drive. Getting it into Miami territory, that has not been the issue.
Well, protecting the ball has been an issue, and it's something that Gary Kubiak need for both quarterbacks to do well. We saw Sage Rosenfeld turn it over at the end of last week's game, and Schaub starts off today's game by turning it over.
On a 2nd and 7, it's Slayton again. And that Miami defense running towards Slayton. He took a pop from Roth for a gain of a yard, yard and a half. Matt Roth, what a transition it's been to outside linebacker. Roth, who himself said early on. Yeah, never played the position before, but yeah, if you want me to do it, I'll give it a try.
He welcomed it because, remember, he was an undersized defensive end, so to be able to stand up, I think he's been a more impactful football player, so I think it was genius to go ahead and move him to that position. And how about Joey Porter? He's now back at his normal position at the weak outside linebacker.
On 36, passing play for Schaub, and it's on time. Andre Johnson turning it upfield, staying on his feet, and caught from behind. Channing Crowder chased him down.
We told you he is dangerous in the open field, and he creates big plays. He runs like a thoroughbred. Look how he explodes off the ball. Lehan misses the tackle. Yards after the catch is what you don't want to allow. And then in the open field, making the second defender miss. If Channing Crowder isn't hustling on this play, going a long way to haul in Andre Johnson, is able to make two defenders miss, and it only takes a third one, the hustling Channing Crowder, to come up with a touchdown-saving tackle.
It covers 61 yards and sets them up at the 13. Give is to Slayton driving forward, and Starks engulfs him after the gain of 1. So Andre Johnson on the day, 6 catches, 118 yards. And you see the numbers over the last couple of years. He's an elite receiver.
Absolutely, over 5,000 receiving yards for his career now in 6 seasons here with the Houston Texans. Had over 100 yards receiving last week. 9 catches, 131 over the Colts last week. So he's starting to get into rhythm.
3 receivers set on a 2nd and 9 from the 12. Schaub back to throw it. Floats it over the middle. It's Johnson. Andre Johnson works his way to the end zone. Touchdown, Texans.
He is a brave soul to go right in the middle, into the heart of a very hard-hitting Miami Dolphins defense. And he caught that ball in full stride, going over the middle, taking the pass from Schaub. He has a lot of trust in Johnson. Look at that. And then to go in and turn it up inside. Was expecting to get hit, knowing he was going to take a pop, but it never came. And he continued to progress up the field and found his way into the end zone. The Texans have come out taking control of the game.
Extra point, Chris Brown. It's 20-14. 17 unanswered points for the Houston Texans. Matt Schaub fired up. They've got a touchdown on the board via the offense. Back here at Reliant Stadium, where the Houston Texans has taken the lead over Miami, 20-14. Andre Johnson accounting for 75 of those yards on the drive. And the touchdown. We're in the 3rd quarter. Chris Brown kicking it off to Devon Bess. And Bess takes the opening out across the 25-yard line. Kevin Bentley making the play on special teams, 32-yard return. Well, we want to thank the MetLife Blimp for providing aerial coverage of all the action below. Look for the MetLife Blimps. Snoopy 1, 2, and 3 when they pass through a town near you.
And the Dolphins have had 2 explosive pass plays on offense for 133 yards. The pass plays to Patrick Cobb. Well, the other 22 plays have gone for only 58 yards. So if Houston can dial in and really continue to play as they have on those 22 plays, they are really taking control of the game.
Pennington, quick toss to Camarillo. And Camarillo breaking free for a moment. So Greg Camarillo able to make DeMarcus Fagan's miss. And it goes down as a 33-yard hookup.
Camarillo, every time you watch him, he's just one of those guys that makes plays. Very scrappy. You'll watch him. He refused to go down. You're going to have to tackle him to the ground. And this is maybe the spark that Chad Pennington and the Dolphins offense may need. This is one of the 3 explosive plays they've had on the day so far.
Line of scrimmage is now the 40 of Houston. Pennington, another short pass asking Camarillo to create, and he picks up 4 yards. And Jock Reeves makes the stop on the outside.
What you like about Chad Pennington is he's a high completion percentage guy. Right now, 10 of 13, 190 yards so far in the game, and the ball rarely hits the ground. I think that's the one thing. Everybody talks about the quarterbacks who are spectacular, who've got the big arms. What Coach Sparano wants more than anything is efficient play at quarterback, minimize the mistakes, and get the ball in the hands of your playmaker.
Yeah, people have been using the term game manager. Sparano said, I'm comfortable with that. I like a game manager. Ricky Williams getting to the edge and a first down. Good block from Casey Kramer to help spring him loose. You talked about the completion percentage. Right now he's number 1 all time in completion percentage at 66%.
And look at the other faces on there. I mean, we know Steve Young's a Hall of Famer, but Drew Brees is probably playing the best of any quarterback in the league right now. Peyton Manning's been one of the best over the last 10 years, but Pennington ranks right up there. And he doesn't remind you of those, you know, the big-armed quarterback who's launching it down the field, but he's very efficient, and he's a game winner.
Well, they've moved it down the field in a hurry from the 27. Pennington steps up, throws on a cross. Patrick Cobbs is it a clean catch. 5-yard gain if it is. Will Demps with the tackle.
Nice throw from Pennington, who was right in the breadbasket for Cobb. Wasn't able to hold on to it. Dips hanging all over him, able to pry that ball loose. And watch this throw from Pennington. Love the ball placement. Out in front, easy throw, and then once he hit the ground is when the ball came out. He had that ball till he hit the ground.
So it'll go down as a catch for Cobbs. 3rd of the day, 138 yards, 2 touchdowns. Dolphins trying to answer after the touchdown from Andre Johnson. We come up on 7 minutes to play in the 3rd. Pennington throwing, looping one, complete. Wow. David Martin, the tight end.
What a throw from Chad Pennington.
That covers 17 yards, and they'll spot it at the 5.
You get the sense he's just getting hot. Watch the tight end at the top, Martin, 88. Now watch the defenders. Very small window to throw that ball where 3 or 4 Houston Texans defenders are in the area, and he puts the ball right in front of Martin, who's able to hold on and come away with the catch. Right now, Chad Pennington is on fire.
5 plays so far, 68 yards. We have not seen the Wildcat on this drive. They're doing it the conventional way with a 1st and goal from the 5. Ricky Williams angling in for the touchdown. And Miami is an extra point away from grabbing the lead. Jake Long, the number 1 pick, with a good block on the outside.
So much of football is about momentum. The way Houston came out here in the second half, went right down the field, making plays with Andre Johnson to take the lead, and then Miami coming back with their possession on offense. Chad Pennington throwing the ball down the field. They finish it off in the red zone with a powerful running play around the goal line from Ricky Williams to seize momentum and regain control of this football game.
Dan Carpenter, extra point. And he tacks it on, a 21-20 lead for Miami. Pennington on the drive, 4 of 4 for 59 yards. And they made it look easy. Dolphins with the lead.
「激闘はここから始まる」「群雄割拠のこの時代、栄光を勝ち取るのは男子ゴルフ春の陣古谷オープンゴルフトーナメント」。
Now, Chad Pennington makes it his business to meet with the different parts of the offense, offensive line, running backs, wide receiver. When we asked him about it, he said, look, that's how we take ownership of this offense. Taking pride. Yeah, the coaches put us in a position to succeed, but we have to actually go out and do it, and the communication lines have to be open. Andre Davis returning for Houston as he crossed the 20-yard line and then brought down at the 25. That's where Matt Schaub and the Texans will take over. Coming up tomorrow, it's the most shocking Miami of the year. And I don't mean Dolphins. Don't miss the episode everybody will be talking about. New CSI Miami. That's tomorrow at 10, 9 Central on CBS. Well, Tony Sparano, how quickly this team has come together. To say that you're surprised that they're competitive, knowing Bill Parcells and knowing what he's done, you can't say you're surprised. the fact they've done it this soon, this early in the season, might be the surprising part. Miami leading it 21-20. An incomplete pass. Ahman Green couldn't hold on as Channing Crowder was closing quickly.
And that's the reason why I think they have become a better team. I think illustrated on that play from Channing Crowder, they're a more physical football team, more physical on defense, more physical on both the offense and defensive line. And when you jar the ball loose and pry it loose upon contact, no one wants to catch that ball going over the middle. Crowder and this entire linebacking core, from Joey Porter to Matt Roth, I think they're playing very well.
2nd and 10 now for the Texans. Running play to Ahman Green. He's got a hole. And Green's got a first down across the 35. Dwayne Brown and Mike Brizell combining 13 yards as they opened up that hole through the middle.
Watch the flow of the defense, all flowing to the left, so he goes back door. And they over-pursue to stop it on the front side, and no one is backside where Ahman Green goes with that play. I think that's the real dynamic of that zone blocking scheme, where you can press the whole front side, but once you plant that foot in the ground, there may be room to cut it all the way back.
Well, Gary Kubiak was proud of the balanced offense from a week ago. It has been imbalanced here today. 226 passing yards, 73 rushing. Schaub throwing to Ahman Green, and it's a 2-yard gain. Channing Crowder again over there to make the play.
You know, when he makes a tackle, you go down right away. He's a talented young linebacker. He's been through so many coaching changes. I think with this coaching staff, and I think some stability moving forward, I think Channing Crowder can emerge as one of your finer inside linebackers in the National Football League. He's going to get coached up by this group, I think, and continue to improve.
Under 5 minutes to play now in the 3rd quarter. 2nd and 8 for the Texans. Green is the single setback. Knocked up in the air, up for grabs, and incomplete. Looked like Kendall Langford was the one who got his hand on it, the rookie out of Hampton, 3rd-round pick.
And Langford is a guy that going to see him right here and watch him get that hand up. They would have bat that ball up, and now it's anybody's ball at this point. Anyone can come down with it.
So it sets up 3rd and 8 now for Houston. Slayton comes into the game. Shotgun formation for Schaub. We'll send Daniels in motion. Rush is coming. Schaub steps up. Schaub, he's got room to run. And a first down, sliding at midfield. Heads up play.
Everyone should be cheering for Schaub, who slides on that play. Because had they had a quarterback slide at the end of the game last week, they could have secured a victory. And more importantly, your quarterback lives to fight another day. Just a heads-up, smart play. Don't try to do too much. Pick up the first down. He was able to feel the pressure and hit that first down mark.
Yeah, there was no helicopter leap.
No. He needed 8 and end up with 9 on the play.
Slayton in the backfield with Leach. And Slayton gets the call. Up the gut. And squeezing out yards with Channing Crowder again involved in the stop. It's a 4-yard gain. Well, you know what the mentality was from Sage Rosenfels. He thought if he could make one more play, he ends the game. Little did he know, he changed the game.
Yeah, he changed it with 3 turnovers in the final minutes of the ball game. And much in the same way that we talk about Chad Pennington, you don't have to be spectacular. You know, it's not the spectacular plays made that help you win it. It's the ability to protect the ball, particularly when you have a lead.
Well, there's Channing Crowder. He was shaken up on the play, and we'll step aside. Back here in Houston, Channing Crowder came off the field. He has 10 tackles today. Reggie Torbor, the former Giant, steps in to replace him. And now a 2nd and 6 for the Texans. Over the middle. And connection made to Steve Slayton. So a complete pass. Play was whistled dead. Reggie Torbor in on the stop.
Yeah, if Torbor comes in, he makes a physical tackle on Slayton. You just love the way these linebackers are swarming to the ball and really being physical at the point of attack.
Well, there's no doubt Miami's reputation is changing. Physical, tough. Those are the words that people are now using to describe this Miami team, both sides of the ball.
And they eliminate the negative plays. You know, what did Vonnie Holliday tell us? Hey, we have 2 wins so far this year, but boy, for many of the guys who were here when we were 1-15, that's big time.
3rd and 3. Schaub looking to convert it. And a diving grab by Walter. It's a first down to the 35-yard line of Miami. So Matt Schaub, who had the shaky start, 2 interceptions, he got booed by this hometown crowd. He has found a rhythm here.
This is a really good throw because I'm telling you right now, if that ball's thrown high, Kevin Walter's going to catch a helmet right under the chin. But you throw it low from Schaub, you protect your wide receiver as the safety was coming over. Ronaldo Hill was in excellent position to make a collision and pry the ball loose.
Schaub is now 15 of 25, 241 yards, a touchdown, 2 picks. Amon Green able to lean forward for extra yardage and a 5-yard gain. Dwayne Brown sliding over to help create some extra space.
And both offenses now beginning to take rhythm and form in this game. I think for Houston, it all starts with their ability to run the ball, especially even on this drive where we've had 9 plays, 4 of them runs, 5 passes. So really good balance, really good rhythm to what they want to do to this Dolphins defense.
Now a 2nd and 5 here for Houston. 10th play of the drive. Coming up on 1 minute left in this 3rd quarter. And movement, the jump by Ferguson. Flags come down as Ferguson tried to hold up. Matt Schaub got thrown down to the grass. Ferguson said, no, that was not the intention. But just turned out that way.
But that's exactly what he did. And you know, I think teams, they don't like when you handle their quarterback.
Defense, number 95, was unabated to the quarterback. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Now Ferguson, one of those Parcells guys that was with him with the Jets, then in Dallas, and now here in Miami. Parcells loves loyalty, and that's one thing that he said to Tony Sparano in the interview. I hear you're a loyal guy.
Well, and Sparano recognizes the similarities between he and Coach Parcells, and he says he wants to be able to have the same kind of relationship with his players where wherever he goes and when he's coaching, that guys want to play for him. And I think Ferguson, he pointed out Ferguson as one of those guys.
3rd Miami penalty of the day. It's cost them 20 yards, and it's a first down. Schaub, strong throw on the slant. Andre Johnson coughs it up and recovered by Jeremiah Bell. Oh, what a sequence.
The inability to protect the football, again, bites the Houston Texans. I think they have star players. They have players who can make plays. But they have to understand when you get into the 3rd and 4th quarter, your ability to protect it and maintain possession at this point of the field. Really good throw, good catch. We said that Johnson's a tough guy to tackle and get on the ground, but trying to make the extra yard, he coughed the ball up and handed it to Miami.
Off the turnover, Miami takes over with a 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. We have 56 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Pennington on a handoff. Ronnie Brown. Flags come down as Brown carries through the middle for a 5-yard gain. Amobi Okoye in on the stop.
Offside defense, number 99. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Now that's Travis Johnson called on the penalty. Another look at the cough-up.
Yeah, they just come in, and here's you can see the hit right there, and then the later hit, and Will Allen pries that ball loose. You can see the second contact with Andre Johnson. It was the hit he was least expecting.
And knowing Johnson's ability to break tackles, that one could have gone for a touchdown. He had that look in his eye. On a give for Brown. And Ronnie Brown is tied up by D'Amico Ryans, and it's a gain of 2. So it'll be 2nd and 3, and that will be the final play of this third quarter. Andre Johnson's had a big day, numbers-wise, 8, 147, and a touchdown. But a late third quarter mistake, and the Houston Texans will head to the fourth, trailing the Miami Dolphins 21-20. 3 quarters complete in Houston. Miami 21, Houston 20 as we enter the fourth quarter here in Texas. Ian Eagle, Solomon Wilcots, and the rest of our CBS crew, producer Bob Dekas and director Andy Goldberg. 2nd and 3 for the Dolphins. Ronnie Brown leading 1 tackle, but can't get past Will Demps, who came through to make the play, and it's a loss of 1, setting up 3rd down.
And this is where, if you're Houston, you need a play made by your defense on 3rd down. Maybe we get a look at that wildcat formation for the Miami Dolphins. I think the ability to convert this 3rd down into a 1st down and maintain possession of the ball is going to be important. But they're going to turn it over to Chad Pennington and allow him to make a play where they're 0-5 right now on 3rd down plays.
So stick with the base offense. 3rd and 4 for Miami. Pennington, pocket is collapsing, and Pennington is sacked. Mario Williams.
He comes in from off the top, and he couldn't get the time needed. You can see they pinched the pocket right there, and it's a total collapse. But watch at the top as Mario Williams continues to work. See the pocket collapse, and he comes underneath and is able to get the sack. But excellent play made by the defensive line for Houston.
In a matchup with a tight end, the punter goes down. Brandon Fields went down. Jacoby Jones returning it for Houston. And a flag is thrown. So the Texans come up with the big defensive play. And now on special teams, everything can turn around depending on this call. And it's Ed Hockley, our referee, that will sort things out. It was 4th down and 7.
Running into the kicker by the defense, number 33. It's a 5-yard penalty only. It's declined. The play results 1st down.
Well, the sack, think about it, brought them to a 4th and 7. It was 3rd and shorter yardage than that. Cecil Sapp running into the kicker, but it's not going to cost Houston. One-point Miami lead here in Houston, 13:40 to go in the fourth quarter, Reliant Stadium, and the Texans take over with a 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line. Amon Green, the running back, and he gets the call. Green stumbles forward and picks up 3. Channing Crowder back in there. Aiken Adele also involved in that stop. Fourth quarter Fins, points allowed. Miami is yet to allow a point in the fourth quarter. Only team in the NFL that can say that they've accomplished that.
Oh, that's saying a lot considering their last 2 games were against the Patriots and San Diego Chargers. And Paul Pasqualoni, his defense doing a stellar job in that final quarter. He's going to need to pitch a shutout here.
2nd and 7. Schaub, play fake. Schaub throwing the other way and throws it away. Channing Crowder providing that heat on Matt Schaub, and it's 3rd and 7.
Well, they send the heat, blitzing linebackers to try to get to Schaub and force him off rhythm to throw the ball before he was ready. And he did the smart thing. Instead of taking the sack, just getting rid of the football and throwing it out of bounds.
So Matt Schaub, who was in the spectator role a week ago, the mantra this week, Schaub told us from Gary Kubiak, is the word finish. That's been the buzzword. Have to finish the game. They played well enough to win in 2 of their games, against Jacksonville, against Indianapolis, yet here they are at 0-4. Schaub pumping, throwing, incomplete, looking for Andre Davis. He wanted a flag, and Houston will punt.
Well, Schaub hung in there. He was certainly under pressure, and took a lick as he held this ball to the last possible second. And you can see Moreline Greenwood, 56, watching close in, able to get the hit. Forced that throw, and Schaub's not able to get the completion. Give the Dolphins credit. They came with pressure on those last two plays, were able to get to Schaub and force him off time.
So now Matt Turk will punt it. Devon Bess backpedaling from the 8. And Bess has some room along that sideline. Flag is thrown as he crossed the 30-yard line. And a penalty marker down. A 58-yard punt, a 25-yard return for Bess. Penalties so far, 3 against Miami, 1 against Houston. And Ed Hockley fills us in.
During the return, holding, receiving team number 29. It's a 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. Miami keeps the ball, first down.
That's Tyrone Culver who is called on the hold. Chad Pennington on the Miami offense back on the field when we return to Houston. Rejoining you here in Houston, the Dolphins 21, the Texans 20, with 12:40 to play in the fourth quarter. Ronnie Brown in there for Miami, opening up the drive of the 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line. Pennington on the give. Brown, little sidestep, pick up an extra yard, 2 total, as Brandon Harrison was there to touch him up.
And so far, the Houston Texans defense doing a really good job against the run game.
Coming up tomorrow on CBS, one brother's employee is another brother's opportunity on TV's #1 comedy, 2.5 Men. Don't miss a new episode tomorrow at 9, 8 Central on CBS. So Brown has been held in check. 9 carries, 32 yards. Ricky Williams has 8 carries for 30 yards. He does have the touchdown run. Play clock is winding down, and Chad Pennington is going to have to use a timeout. So first timeout used by the Miami Dolphins. They've got a 1-point lead over Houston. Beautiful day here in Houston. The Texans are looking for their first win of the season. They trail the Dolphins 21-20. Empty backfield here for Pennington following the timeout on a 2nd and 8 for this Miami offense. Pennington straight back. Hit as he throws. And incomplete. Tim Bowman got a clean shot on Chad Pennington in his 2nd year out of Boston College.
And a violent hit from Bowman coming right up the gut. Now, this is a body snatcher of a tackle right there on Chad Pennington. So the pressure up front. This defensive line starting to do a good job. We mentioned how well they're performing against the run game of the Miami Dolphins, but here lately putting a lot of pressure on Chad Pennington.
And they'll rotate players in and out with Delwan Robinson and Skamina and Okoye and Travis Johnson. Bowman and Cochran also getting opportunities along, of course, with Mario Williams and Anthony Weaver. On 3rd and 8. Pennington throwing, perfect throw and a first down. Devon Bess. They'll move the chains as Chad Pennington put it in a perfect spot.
Oh, it's excellent ball placement from Pennington. There are several defenders there, but you could see just a little out route, and with 3 defenders squeezing that sideline, just a really good throw, even while getting hit from Chad Pennington.
Now Bowman got Pennington down low and still had enough on it to get it over to Bess. Pennington's going to set up as a receiver. Back to the Wildcat. Ronnie Brown will take the snap. Williams comes in motion. Fake the handoff for Williams. And now Brown trying to pick his way through the middle. So give him 3.5 yards on the play. Travis Johnson and Delwan Robinson collaborate to bring him down.
Anytime they bring Ricky Williams across the formation, they try to create some misdirection. And they allow Ronnie, if he does keep it, to sort of pick his way, but they like to bring a pass play off that same action. That's the wrinkles we've seen. They've thrown it to the tight end. They've also done the flea flicker in today's game, pitching that ball back to Chad Pennington and have him throw it to Cobb down the field.
Out of the gun once again in the Wildcat. Same setup. This time Williams does get the call. Williams out of bounds, angling off to the sideline. Morlon Greenwood over there, the former Dolphin, to help make that play. Hopefully everybody's okay as Ricky Williams picked up 4. So it sets up 3rd and short yardage here for a team that has converted 1 out of 7 on 3rd downs. We just saw the first 3rd down conversion on the pass to Bess. The Texans fans come to their feet, try to cheer on this defense. Important 3rd and 2 with just over 10 minutes to play. Miami nursing a 1-point lead. Pennington faked the handoff on a throw, and Kramer, it'll all depend on the spot. Morlon Greenwood tried to throw him back. Houston disagrees with the spot.
And you know what? I can tell you right now, I think I would disagree with it. And if Kubiak can get a shot of this, he may want to challenge the spot, because I don't think that the catch was beyond the 1st down marker, and it was an excellent tackle in the open field.
Well, Ed Hockley came over.
And he moved it.
They did, because that initial look was right on the marker.
I think that's a more proper and appropriate spot. That's where it should have been. If you watch the tackle and where the ball is caught, and he never gets beyond the 1st down mark.
Needs to get to the 45.
That ball never hit the 45, let alone cross it.
Yeah, his foot did, but not the football.
Greenwood, excellent tackle on the play.
And Sperano's going to challenge
Well,
it.
he was right there on top of it. You know, Sperano says, hey, I had as just as good a look at the catch and the possession and the spot as did the official.
And now Ed Hockley, who has found himself
Miami is challenging the ruling on the field.
in
The ball
some
was short of the line of game.
rather precarious situation so far, faces another. Well, the MetLife Blimp Snoopy 2 is providing today's aerial coverage of the game below. The Blimp travels over 60,000 miles a year to cover sporting events and television specials throughout the United States. Well, the question right now is the spot.
The ruling on the field stands as called. The ball was 6 inches short of the line of game. Miami is charged with their 2nd timeout. It's 4th down.
So Ed Hockley has spoken, and a timeout has been taken away from the Miami Dolphins.
And here's the throw, and watch the catch. And then look, see, there's no forward progress after the catch, and he caught that ball just short of the 45-yard line.
So the Dolphins will punt. Sperano took a chance. He was standing right there, so he thought he had a really good angle. And instead, they lose a timeout. Only 1 remaining. Brandon Fields will punt it. And booms this one to the end zone. Touchback. The Houston Texans will have it at the 20 following the 56-yard punt in a 1-point game.
新しいバンテリンミニパッドは新開発エコノテクノロジー。くっついてもきれいに戻せて1枚を無駄にしない。これが春の進化系バンテリン新ミニパッド。
めまい、しびれ、むくみ。あれ、私こんな年齢や体の変調からくる症状にはパニオンがよく効きます。お店で薬剤師さんにパニオンとお伝えください。
How did we get here? Let's take a look at the game summary. Matt Schaub with the shaky start. A pair of interceptions. Miami, they broke out the Wildcat. Patrick Cobb's a couple of big plays from Chad Pennington. But Houston got a big play of its own with Jacoby Jones going 70 yards on the punt return for the touchdown. Andre Johnson a touchdown for Matt Schaub. Johnson also coughed it up deep in Miami territory. And that's why the Dolphins have maintained the lead 21-20. A Ricky Williams touchdown has put them in front. And now Houston, with 9:43 to go, gets the ball back at their own 20-yard line.
And the whole talk all week has been about finishing every play and then coming out and finishing a game, something they've yet to do. They played well at times. 2 weeks ago in Jacksonville, they took the game into overtime. Last week against the Indianapolis Colts, but their inability to finish it in the fourth quarter that prohibited them from coming away with a win. Let's see if they can do it today against Miami.
Last meeting between these two teams, week 5 of last season, Chris Brown kicked a 57-yard field goal to win it 22-19 over the Dolphins. This is the 4th all-time meeting. All of the games, the 3 previous, have been close, and Miami is yet to beat the Houston Texans. Only team in the NFL that the Dolphins have never posted a win against. First down for the Texans at the 20. Schaub to throw on a dart and dropped. Andre Johnson.
Thrown just a little bit behind him, but Johnson did a really good job of trying to stop the point of that ball and haul it in. Probably kept it from being intercepted also. See, that ball, if it's going to be tipped, good chance it could have been intercepted by Andre Goodman.
Matt Schaub is now 16 of 29, 258 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. Schaub to throw again. This time over the middle, it's Owen Daniels lunging. And Daniels has the 10 yards for a first down.
Daniels had some really nice grabs today. Clutch catches from Daniels. Still able to hit that first down marker. He's been a jewel for Matt Schaub catching the ball over the middle of the field.
And he's a converted wide receiver, and you can see it in him, the way he handles himself. Obviously bulked up a bit to play tight end, listed at 246 pounds. And a new set of downs for Houston to operate with. Play fake. Schaub throwing and caught. Kevin Walter. Schaub able to drop it in the bucket off the rush of Matt Roth. It's a 30-yard hookup.
And now you see Schaub really coming into his own. It comes off the play-action fake. So their ability to run the ball early paying off, allowing time for Schaub to drop it, as you said, in the bucket over the top of the defense. Because that pulls up the linebackers, and then you're able to get it over the top of Jeremiah Bell. Kevin Walter coming up big on the play.
Back into Miami territory at the 40. First down for Houston. On a give for Slayton. He'll cut it back. Slayton up the middle. Good first by Steve Slayton. It's a 15-yard run and another Houston first down.
It's a play that's meant to cut back. See the fast, low action here, but he cuts it back immediately and then gets vertical up the field. And if Jeremiah Bell doesn't make the tackle, he's running for a touchdown. Their ability to now get the runner to the second level, I think it's opening up opportunities in the play-action pass game also.
And another solid day for the rookie. 13 carries, 57 yards. And the ball spotted at the Miami 25. Daniels the motion man. Schaub will hand it off to Slayton, and Miami was ready. Spin move for a yard, but Matt Roth and Kendall Langford, a couple of young players, were not going to let Slayton bust that one loose.
Yeah, Roth did an excellent job of slamming the door shut on the backside of the defense. Slayton again was looking to cut that one back. Matt Roth was there, Langford was there, so they really played it well at the point of attack on the front side of the play, but equally so on the backside.
It has been more Slayton than Green. 14 carries for Slayton, 8 for Amon Green. He's got 41 yards on the ground. As a team, Houston has rushed for 111 yards on the day. And a 2nd and 9 now for the Texans. And Slayton has nowhere to go. Randy starts. Big time play along that defensive line. They hold him to no gain.
And he did it with penetration. Anytime you can get penetration in the other team's backfield, it goes a long way into destroying their ability to run the football. They want to keep the backfield clean so the runner has a really good angle to make that one cut and get going downhill. The penetration by Starks prevented that on that particular play.
7th play of the drive. We're coming up on 6 minutes to play here in the 4th. Miami leading it 21-20 over the winless Houston Texans. 3rd and 9. Schaub knocked up in the air and almost intercepted. Oh, that would have been disastrous for Houston. Kevin Walter, the intended receiver, and the ball popped up in the direction of Ronaldo Hill.
Yeah, that ball got on top of Walter very quickly. Ronaldo Hill, you've got to make the interceptions on tips and overthrows. That ball was delivered perfectly for Hill to seal the deal for his team. You've got to be able to make that catch and come up with the interception.
So Chris Brown with a 42-yard field goal attempt to give Houston the lead. Turk puts it down. Brown's field goal slips through, and Houston in front 23-21 here in the 4th. .6:04 remaining. Ronaldo Hill had an opportunity to come up with the pick, and then the Texans don't even get a field goal attempt off. Instead, Houston has a 23-21 advantage. Coming up, Subway postgame show. JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Cowher have the latest NFL scores and highlights. It's all coming up on the Subway postgame show. Well, we know what the frame of reference is so far this season for Houston. They have found ways to lose.
Yeah, even their head coach says, hey, we found ways to get beat. And he really drew upon that overtime loss to Jacksonville last week's game, where they led with, for 56 minutes and had a 17-point lead and somehow found a way to hand that game over to the Indianapolis Colts. Yes, today they want to be able to finish it. They want to be able to put the points on the board, and now it's up to the defense here to come up with a play. But Miami's not going to make it easy on them. I expect to see the Wildcat formation. I expect to see even a new wrinkle and see this Houston Texans defense tested here late in the 4th quarter.
Well, you just saw the first points that this Miami defense has given up in a 4th quarter this season. A field goal by Chris Brown, and it's given Houston a 23-21 lead on Miami as Chris Brown got the big kickoff and a touchback. The Houston defense so far today.
Well, they've done a much better job here in the second half at putting pressure on Chad Pennington, forcing errant throws, and getting him off rhythm, where earlier I thought he was red hot finding wide open receivers. They have to keep the pressure coming. They have to be able to get hits on Chad Pennington.
Richard Smith, defensive coordinator for the Texans. They have sent pressure throughout the day. You saw that low hit from Tim Bowman, and Pennington was able to pop off the grass and get back into the huddle on a quick hitter to Camarillo, and he hauls it in. 7-yard gain for Camarillo. DeMarcus Fagans drew the coverage for Houston.
Now the ability to get a chunk of yards on first down on the pass from Pennington to Camarillo. He wins, beating Fagans inside, presenting both numbers to make that catch on the slant route. And now you're sitting here with 2nd and short. This is a chance maybe where you can take a chance throwing the ball down the field.
Line of scrimmage is the 27. Sticking with their base offense here on a 2nd and 3. Pennington on the handoff. Up the middle for Ricky Williams and a gain of 2. Travis Johnson over there defensively, along with a number of Texan players. And it's 3rd and 1. Brown and Williams each with 10 carries, each with 36 yards rushing.
Well, balanced production from both guys, but you typically expect to get more production from both runners. 36 yards rushing apiece with 10 carries. You expect to get more. And now, do you put the ball in the belly of Ronnie Brown here on 3rd and 1?
2 tight end formation, 3rd and 1. Fans come to life here at Reliant. Pennington on a handoff. Ronnie Brown slips through for the first down. Out across the 30. D'Amico Ryans had a beat on him initially, but Brown was slippery enough to get away. Go to NFL.com's Game Center during today's games for real-time stats and listen to complete live game audio with NFL.com Field Pass, only at NFL.com/Game Center.
And tell you, what a great play made by Ronnie Brown. His ability to make D'Amico Ryans miss in the backfield.
Empty backfield now. Ricky Williams will shift behind Pennington on a first down for Miami. Protection holds up Pennington, flushed out of the pocket. Rush sticks with him. Pennington throws against the grain, and it's complete to Camarillo. He's wrestled down by Depps, but it's a 5-yard gain.
Ted Ginn Jr. was streaking down the field. Of course, the protection didn't help. You can see Bess at the bottom. See, he's rolling out and flushed out to his right, so he's really no one to throw it to, but Camarillo keeps working, keeps coming back to the quarterback to throw it late over the middle of the field. A real gamble that time by Pennington, but because Camarillo kept working his way back to the quarterback, he provided an outlet for his quarterback.
And an injury on the play. Cornerback DeMarcus Fagans was slow to get up. Training staff heads over there, and now Fagans will walk off on his own power. Stops the clock with 3:41 remaining. We are in the fourth. Houston with a 23-21 lead over Miami. Ricky Williams also did an excellent job there, taking on Mario Williams on the rush, trying to get to Chad Pennington. Miami only has one timeout remaining, and of course the 2-minute warning. But the margin of error is very slim. When you look at the clock, 3:32 and counting. It probably has to happen here on this drive for the Dolphins. 2nd and 5. Pennington steps, throws, incomplete. A little bit high for Camarillo.
Jock Reeves over there on coverage. Ball was high, thrown a little bit behind him. Camarillo's not able to come away with the catch. He's going to come up and then turn out and try to race to the sideline. Ball's got to be out in front and on him, but you can see it's high and behind him. Camarillo can't come away with it. Now we're on 3rd down. It's up to Chad Pennington to make a play, but first off, they need protection.
3rd and 5 for the Dolphins. Houston has the lead, 23-21. Pennington back. Pennington throws, knocked up and intercepted. It's picked off by Eugene Wilson. Wilson lost the football at the last moment. The Dolphins claim they've got it.
Now, how important is it for Eugene Wilson, inside Miami territory, after getting the interception, just to get down with the football and maintain possession?
The ball was intercepted by Houston, then fumbled back. Miami recovered. It's Miami's ball, 1st down.
Wow.
Incredible. Justin Smiley on the recovery. Fasano was the intended receiver.
Was he down? Let's take a look. Ball's on the wrong hand inside. That ball was out. He was hit from the blind side and never saw a defender coming. Miami Dolphins able to get a hit. Ball's out before he hits the ground. Right there.
It was Greg Camarillo with the stick.
Yes.
And the ball was clearly out.
All right, we talk about Houston needing to finish the ball game, having ample opportunities, and turnovers is really what has squandered their opportunities to do so.
Is there a black cat or something in the area? They did everything right. Just hold on to the football. Instead, Ricky Williams is
Running hard.
and Williams able to get that edge for an 11-yard gain.
Well, that takes something out of your defense, because they had the stop, they had the turnover, and you're talking about possession in an area of the field that may allow you to put away the ball game. And now this defense has to suck it up, come back out and continue to fight and play hard.
Earlier, Andre Johnson looked like he was poised to take it for a touchdown. He fumbles the football when Houston was looking to put points on the board. Wilson fumbles the football after an interception as Miami gets the hookup. Pennington to Fasano. It's a 12-yard gain. They'll move the chains once again out near midfield.
And now you can see some of the energy and enthusiasm leaving this defense. They've got injured players on the field, and they're moving in a very lethargic manner.
Brandon Harrison in his second year at a Stanford. 5th-round pick last year. And Harrison needs some help. The left leg of Harrison. 2:11 to play in the fourth quarter. Gary Kubiak wondering, what more do we need to do? Finish. That's the word. That was the theme throughout the week. Maybe a Eugene Wilson interception could have finished it.
Well, the key is to understand situational football. I think Sage Rosenfeld failed to recognize that. You've got a 17-point lead. You're driving. You're in control of the game. You don't need to dive, lunge, and put the ball in harm's way. And I think the same can be said with Eugene Wilson. You come up with an interception. You already have the ball in excellent territory. Understanding the situation. The only way you can hurt your team right there is to turn the ball over, and that's exactly what they did.
Brandon Harrison limps off the field. It's a 1st and 10. And at the 49 of Miami. We've got 2 minutes and change left to play. Here Pennington out of the gun. Pennington on a pump. Pennington floats it wide open. Ronnie Brown down the sideline and knocked out of bounds. Chad Pennington able to find the open man as he bought him time for a 39-yard gain through the air.
Hands up play by Pennington under pressure. Hits out, and then Ronnie Brown just turns it up. He beats Will Dips on the play, and Houston is on the move.
3 timeouts remaining. On first down, they'll pitch Brown. Brown's going to sit inside the 10. Now to a minute 51 left. And Houston will use a timeout. So really the key now for Houston is that Miami is going to score. Whether it's a field goal or a touchdown, the question is how much time is going to be left. Obviously, we know extenuating circumstances, you can a placement or ball can be fumbled, but law of averages would tell you that Miami's going to get points here. How does Gary Kubiak lengthen this game and still give his team an opportunity to have enough time to go down the field and win it?
Right, you got to use your timeouts, but more on this 2nd down and 3rd down, you continue to fight and maybe force a turnover. They're going to probably keep the ball on the ground. Will the Miami try to run it? You've got to get penetration. You got to sell out. I would even blitz the run game and try to keep them hemmed in. You want to try to force a turnover, but you've got to use those timeouts to save as much time on the clock as possible.
51. 5 for Miami. Brown able to get away from one and take the end zone. Dolphins.
Perfect ball by your defensive coordinator, Smith, to the Texans. What I mean by that is they needed to put the run, and they brought in an unblocked defender because they had more guys they can block. Mario Williams just whiffed on the play. And once you were able to make them see the backfield, that left the door wide open on the backside to walk in for a touchdown.
So the negative for Houston. Miami puts a touchdown on the board. The positive is that there is 1:45 left. Miami allowed the extra point to make it 28-23.
All about execution. Right there. You've got to make that tackle. You miss. Walks in for a touchdown. Got to give a lot of credit to Brown. The athleticism against the big guy in the backfield makes him miss and heads toward the end zone.
And one question you could have after this is over 2-point conversion. Try to make 6 in the grand scheme. You're asking defense to score a touchdown. The extra point usually be a given. Houston, the minute 40 on full shot. Now 5 plays. That was after a drive. Miami had going and had momentum, but Pennington was picked off. And he was on the ball. But in the air, Wilson with interception for him, but on turn, he fumbled it. Miami got the ball back, came down the field. Go ahead.
In the fourth half, to win a football game, have the lead, a turnover leads to a change of possession, allow the to come back and put the lead in the quarter. Now they got a way to finish it on the offensive side of the ball.
Solution loss to Indianapolis. With just over 4 minutes to play. And the Colts came from behind to knock off the Texans 31-27. Andre Davis on the return for Houston. Coming up, Subway postgame show. JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Cower with the latest NFL scores and highlights, all coming up on the Subway postgame show. So the Texans take over. First down at their own 24-yard line, trailing 28-23 with 1:40 left.
What do you do on first down here? I think you got to get the ball in the hands of Andre Johnson.
Houston has 2 timeouts to work with. Schaub will operate out of the shotgun, trailing by 5. Schaub steps up and thrown down. Guess who? Joey Porter.
And Porter has been a nemesis for Matt Schaub all day long. And coming right off the top and able to put the pressure on Schaub coming in from the blind side.
And it'll go down as a loss of 7 on the play. Schaub steps up, slings it, and a diving attempt made by Andre Davis. It's a clean catch out across the 35-yard line. Covers 20 yards and a first down for Houston.
Well, they need to pick up plays in chunks. They're going to use timeout here.
And Houston still has 1 timeout to work with. 1:03 left on the clock. Schaub has gone over 300 yards on the day. 19 of 33, 318 yards, a touchdown, and 2 picks.
Well, you got to protect first, and more importantly, you got to give help to your rookie left tackle, Dwayne Brown, as he's trying his best and doing everything to fight and protect and keep Joey Porter from getting to the quarterback.
The Texans 0-4 on the season. They came in one of 4 winless teams in the NFL. St. Louis, Cincinnati, and Detroit, the other 3. They have never lost to the Dolphins, though, 3-0, including a come-from-behind win last year, 22-19 on a 57-yard Chris Brown field goal. Shotgun. Schaub hit as he throws. Ball is loose. Joey Porter jumps on top of it. Schaub claiming that his hand was moving forward along with his arm.
Arm was coming forward, and good thing. He was on top of the quarterback in no time flat. They've got to give Dwayne Brown some help. Here he is coming right there. Now watch, they try to chip him with Slayton, but it's still not enough to slow up Porter. Arm was coming forward, but even with help that time provided for Dwayne Brown, still not enough to keep Porter from reaching the quarterback.
So 2nd and 10, and Houston fortunate. Incomplete pass for Schaub. 1:02 left here in the 4th. Shotgun for Schaub. Protection holds up. Schaub throws into some traffic. It's incomplete. Andre Davis in a matchup with Michael Lehan, and it brings up 3rd and 10.
So that time they slid the line towards Porter. They had 3 guys blocking on him, trying to do anything they can to provide some time for Schaub to throw that ball. That time the defense on the back end held up for Miami.
Texans lost in overtime 2 weeks ago to Jacksonville. Lost to Indianapolis 31-27 last week. An unlikely finish there where Houston was in complete control. Now trying to come back against Miami here in the 4th. Schaub. That ball sputtered coming off his hands. Andre Goodman steps in front. And Goodman comes up with the pick. 3rd interception of the day, and it's over. Schaub is claiming it should be incomplete. They can review it upstairs under 2 minutes. The question's going to be whether or not the ball hit the ground.
He's coming back to the ball.
Yeah, it hit the ground.
Ball did hit the ground, and Schaub was hit.
The ruling on the field is that the pass was intercepted.
Well, that'll be overturned.
We are reviewing the ruling on the field.
So Houston will live to see one more play.
And you wonder why that ball was so poorly thrown. It was underthrown because Schaub was hit as he was stepping up to throw the football.
Ed Hockley will take a look. It is under review with 49 seconds left.
This is not the situation Gary Kubiak wanted to be in, to say the least. Remember, he talked to us, said we need to stay out of obvious passing situations. Well, here on this entire possession, it has been an obvious passing situation, and they have not been able to protect the quarterback. You see the hit on Schaub by Channing Crowder. That's what caused that ball to flutter in the air and causing the ball to be underthrown, giving Goodman a chance to make a play on the ball. I think it's clear the ball hit the ground.
Yeah, it was an obvious trap by Andre Goodman. So Hockley will take a look. Goodman's hands were not scooped underneath the ball. And you saw contact between the football and the natural grass. Houston offense has remained on the field, anticipating that they're going to get another crack at it here on 4th down. One more look. And that was a bounce to Goodman. Ed Hockley will make the announcement. He'll be a popular man, at least for a moment, here in Houston.
The ball skipped off the ground, therefore it was incomplete. It's 4th down at the 36-yard line.
It is 4th and 10 for Gary Kubiak and the Houston Texans with 49 seconds to play, 28-23, Dolphins leading the Texans.
And during the review, Gary Kubiak had ample time to figure out what it is that he wants to try to do on this 4th and 10 play.
Here's your ball game, 4th and 10. Houston trailing Miami. 52 seconds remain. Schaub on a roll. Stops. Throws. And complete on Andre Johnson, a remarkable grab. Jeremiah Bell played it perfectly, except Johnson came up with the football.
What a catch by Andre Johnson.
They'll spike it with 29 seconds remaining on the clock. That is all world by Johnson.
Well, it's a rollout one play, then they go back the other way. Bell's in excellent position to make a play on the ball, but Johnson just goes up and corrals the ball and fights Bell and comes up with it. Big time catch for Andre Johnson. Look at that. With his arm draped all over the ball. Johnson did a really good job of corralling the arm of Jeremiah Bell and the ball along with it.
9 catches, 170 yards, and a touchdown for Johnson. 2nd and 10 after the spike at the 41-yard line of Miami. Houston trying to rally here in the 4th. Schaub floats it up. Hauled in. Kevin Walters stays on his feet, and he's out of bounds at the 11-yard line.
2 big-time throws from Matt Schaub, leading the receiver. Going clear outside the numbers. This is a big-time throw. Steps up into it as he gets hit. And Walter stays alive and able to make the catch and get out of bounds to stop the clock.
23 seconds left. First down for the Texans.
Now they're going to have the chance to take a shot at the end zone.
28-23 Miami. Gary Kubiak looking for his first win here in 2008. Slayton shifts out of the backfield. Schaub to throw it. Schaub short of the goal line. Andre Johnson, they're going to have to use their timeout. 16 seconds left. No timeouts remaining. Houston has called its final timeout with 16 seconds left on the clock.
Now watch over to your left. Andre Johnson's working that option route, turns out, but they are able to make the tackle. Ronaldo Hill and Channing Crowder, just an option route. Turn out, ball's got to be on top of him, and he's able to make the catch. You can only call this play if you do have a timeout left.
The Houston Texans have it at the Miami 3-yard line, trailing 28-23. 16 seconds remaining, no timeouts left for Houston.
And you got to take a shot at the end zone.
Schaub out of the gun. Schaub looking, knocked away. Channing Crowder over there, matched up with Andre Davis.
And that's why you want to throw it into the end zone, because if it's an incomplete, yes, it's going to stop the clock, but if it's caught, then it's going to be a touchdown for you. So both things are good if you're the Houston Texans. Good coverage that time by Channing Crowder, and now with 12 seconds left on the clock, I think you have to take another shot inside the end zone on a pass play.
On 3rd down, 12 seconds remaining. Houston trying to come from behind here. Schaub pumping, throwing, and incomplete. Will Allen there defensively, dealing with Andre Johnson, and it's 4th down with 7 seconds left.
And Johnson is drawing double coverage, and they're still trying to get it to him. The way he's catching and possessing the ball, you couldn't blame him. But they're going to have to find the matchup advantage on this play and have to take a shot inside the end zone. You can ill afford to complete it in the field of play and not have your player make it across the goal line.
Well, this is it. 4th and 2. 7 seconds left. Houston trailing 28-23. Schaub, quarterback draw. He's got it. Touchdown, Texans.
Just a heads-up play for Matt Schaub. He read the defense because, look, there's no linebackers here. He knows it's going to open up. It parts like the Red Sea. He reads it and just runs it right in. The spread formation took all the linebackers out of play. And once you get that read, the quarterback knows to keep it and take it into the end zone.
The emotions of 1 week ago for this Houston Texans squad compared to today. Sage Rosenfels last week could not finish the deal against Indianapolis. The backup stepped in for Matt Schaub, who was out with the flu. Today, Matt Schaub, after getting off to a rocky start, has led the Texans back here in the fourth quarter, 29-28. Only 3 seconds remain, and they're going to go for 2 here. It came down to one play on 4th down. Matt Schaub, a quarterback draw to put Houston in front, and they're 3 seconds away from their first win of the season. Schaub tripped up, trying to push the pile, but Slayton's going to go down. And the 2-point conversion does not work for the Texans.
Just a beautiful read. Excellent play call from Gary Kubiak with no linebackers to back up that defensive line. You get past the first wave, it's going to be an easy touchdown for Matt Schaub.
Now Schaub, who heard the boos earlier today. Now these fans were certainly letting Matt Schaub know what they thought of him after a pair of first quarter interceptions. But Schaub maintained his confidence. 379 yards passing. That's the most in Texans history. And a rushing touchdown for Schaub to cap off a 12-play, 76-yard drive in 1:38. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, Miami was able to get down the field and get the go-ahead score. The only knock would be that they scored with too much time left. But you can't think that way when you're out on the football field.
Well, first you got to get the score, and they were able to do it. And the way their defense had been playing, you'd expect the defense to come up with the stop. But give Matt Schaub a lot of credit because he was under a lot of pressure on that previous possession, but still came up with some big-time throws to Andre Johnson, then to Kevin Walter, and then to run it in himself. It's the only run on that 12-play drive, going 76 yards for the go-ahead score.
Ted Ginn is the deep man, but Chris Brown just bounces it, and Fasano goes down. 3 seconds remain on the clock. So the line of scrimmage is going to be the 38-yard line for Miami. Only 2 seconds as 1 second comes off the clock. 2 seconds left, 29-28 Houston.
Well, this ball's going to make it, I think, just short of the goal line. We all talk about the lack of arm strength for a Chad Pennington. I'm not so sure he can throw it that far to make it to the goal line. So you better be able to just bat it down. Don't try to go for the interception.
Well, we're going to find out. Demps is back deep. Ball is spotted at the 41-yard line. He's got to throw it 60 yards. Instead, they'll go underneath. Ricky Williams, he's caught, tries to lateral it, and this play is whistle dead. The Texans are winless no more. Houston, in come-from-behind fashion, has knocked off Miami 29-28. Matt Schaub, the hero. The Texans get their first win of 2008. Boy, do they ever make it interesting. The Subway postgame show is coming up. For Solomon Wilcots, the rest of our CBS crew, this is Ian Eagle. Texans win it in a squeaker. Matt Schaub, 379 yards through the air. That's a new Texans record. And Houston comes from behind to knock off Miami. Matt, well, you guys know how to make it interesting, don't you?
Yeah, we seem to be good at these heartaches at the end of the game, but it felt great. Guys made some plays today, and we were able to finish the game. That was our mantra all week, is to finish the job, and we were able to do that today, finishing the game.
How were you able to overcome your early struggles, and then the fumble by Andre Johnson, then another fumble by Eugene Wilson to really end up taking this team down for the winning score?
Well, you know, it's part of the game. It's the adversity you deal with and how you can overcome it. And you know, we just got to keep fighting through those things. You know, we don't want to turn the football over. You know, mistakes happen, especially early, but we were able to overcome them. Jacoby Jones with a punt return really gave us an emotional lift early in the game to get back into it and really sparked our team. So we just kept battling through it, and guys, you know, kept their head up and kept fighting all day.
And there's got to be a feeling on that sideline of a win here can help salvage your season. How do you build on this?
Well, we just keep going ahead and go forward. You know, we don't look at the past. You know, each week this season, win or lose, you know, we just keep plugging and keep moving forward and keep working and get better. And we're able to turn a corner today and get in the win column, so we just got to keep building off of this.
Matt, congrats.
Thanks a lot, guys.